Hey guys, Mindset Arc Podcast, Dim here, episode 78. Want to talk about complacency today and how it is really similar to feeling that you're satisfied that you actually achieved what you wanted to do. I have this feeling for quite often, especially when after some really painful period which pushes me to go forward and to make a lot of massive action and get some results maybe, or even not get results but take a lot of action and feel motivated and all that. And then either after I get some results from it or something similar, I mean something good happens in life, and then it usually switches to this: I don't really want to do this anymore. At least for now, at least for today. Like I feel already quite happy to go and face really strong, really things that I am struggling with, things that can hurt me. And it feels like, oh, I'm already achieved something that I wanted. I don't need to put in so much effort. I need to reduce the suffering in my life. I need to just enjoy my days and all that. But it's a fake actually. It's just something that masks the true nature of how the life actually is. Because I know that if I won't get, if there won't be something good in my life, I won't get results in my life for a while, for a week or couple of weeks. Personally, right now, I would be like feeling alone and don't feel any connection to anyone. Then it will return, this feeling will return until there will be someone in my life that I will share connection with, and then it will kind of fades away. But it doesn't solve the underlying problem. It just postpones it. It just masks it, you know, suppresses it for a while. And that can be working approach for a long time if these periods of something that recharges us are quite frequent. And people live like that. Like I would argue I would say the whole world, the most of the world lives like that, without fixing the problems, but just, you know, fixing the symptoms of the problem. But it's something that is important to pay attention to, because these moments where you feel good, when you think that, oh, I don't need to put in a little like more effort into this, I can relax now, I achieved things, is exactly the moment where you should continue. Because firstly, if it's true satisfaction, if it's something that like really relaxes you in life, it is good to cement your progress. It is good to see how, so it would be more constant in your life, enhance upon it, make yourself even better, a little bit better. So if you will take a couple of steps back at some point later in your life, it won't be back to the previous level. It will be like you already know what you're doing. That can be like, I I don't know what examples I can give, but the current my focus on dating as well, where having some people in life, having some successes, meeting some girls, for me, it is kind of temporary, and it can be for a long time, but it can be really fleeting as well. And what will comes after that, after it will end at some point and I will be alone again. what will I do next? Will I go back to this desperation and try to do something? Well, that's one of the solutions as well, and I did that always. But at the same time, if I would be able to continue now and make even more progress, learn more skills, be more social, be more confident, and all that, that will just make this recovery progress later easier and allow me to just continue with going on. And the second point here to pay attention to is this complacency. It can be a complacency, it literally can be. And complacency stems from fear, basically. When it's a good excuse to not go somewhere. Because when you're in a desperate state, though it is like probably lower energy level, but it is so obvious that what you're missing in life and you just go for it. And you don't make excuses because you're acutely aware of what you need to get in your life. No matter how destructive this desire can be, no matter how painful it is, no matter how successful it is, you're acutely aware of what exactly needs to happen. But when you get some results and you are going into this state of, okay, I can be okay with that for a while, with my current state, with my current successes. They're not as good as I would want them to be, but they're okay. They don't need to suffer. Then it's a good excuse to not push yourself that much anymore. And that's where complacency goes from. It is a fear of facing something, but it almost cannot be. When you feel complacent, you cannot balance it out with the gains that you can possibly get, with how your life will improve, because it's already like midpoint there. What is the point in putting in even more effort if that is okay already? So it's normal to be in this state. I think we cannot always be the most productive selves, or uh, we will always be like enjoying the things, or just don't care about, like, we cannot be always at two extremes, caring about something immediately and we need to get it, or don't care. Like usually it's somewhere in the middle. It is like I have some things I can go for more, but it will cause additional pain and suffering, or just will be quite hard and time consuming, effort consuming, and so I want to do that. And we treat it as a, not as a complacency, but as a success. But it's not a success. It's good to remember that. It needs to be named correctly. It needs to be named complacency. Now you can be okay with complacency, like I said, but just be aware of that. And if your goal is actually to make your life really awesome, really amazing, you will have these periods on the way there where you think, oh, I achieved some things already. I will ease down ease a bit for a bit. Like I will not put as much effort as before. And then you will fall back and you can be at that level, at that beginner intermediate level, just falling back and forth between them for a long time. And that's all because when the complacency hits, when there is a glimpse of a little bit of success, it is really tempting to feel happy for a while, you know. And I'm not saying that you don't need to be happy, but it's not true happiness. This complacency, this feeling, you didn't achieve what you actually want in life. You know that it will return if you think critically. It won't last for long. But at this moment, You just want to a good, convenient escape from facing hard things that you have to do. So keep that in mind. Again, don't beat yourself up if you get complacent for a while. It can serve its purpose. It is a good relaxation period. Just keep that in mind. And don't fall back on it as, oh, I'm already successful. No, it's just a pause. It's just a stop in a way. You can pause for a while and then you can continue walking forwards. Just don't give up. Don't give up your goals when you hit that thing, because if you look deep inside of you, what does it tell you? Are you okay with settling somewhere in the middle, or do you want to achieve everything that you want to do in life? Ask yourself that at these periods, and as much as you can, keep going, even if it feels like you don't really have to anymore. Just keep going for a little while and see what happens. Push yourself a little bit more. Don't have to hurt, you don't have to feel pain and hurt of missing out on something, as it usually does, but just keep in mind that this journey is not over yet. You still have way to go, and go that and focus on that. Go and make that happen.